Like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GGB Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have your self to blame, y'all. Ticket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you get your mouth off LVBC. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yeah, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, you guys. So it is your boy. Take your shouts out to everybody that's tapped in, man. And let me let y'all get in this chat room, man. Can y'all hear me? Press 1 if y'all can hear me, man. Salute to everybody showing love, supporting the channel, man. If y'all can hear me, press 1 in the comment section below. Got a mic check, 1 2 1 2. Press 1 if y'all can hear me. Got a mic check, man. I have an important update to give you guys and let y'all know a couple things that's going on, man. Y'all can hear me? Man, salute, man. Let me tell y'all something, man. Today in court, man, it was absolutely intense. Tonight around 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will have a special guest who is actually a news reporter that is in the courtroom, that has seen every single second of the testimony, has seen everybody in that room, and will come in here tonight with me and will break down everything that has been going on so far in the courtroom. Okay? My guest will be coming tonight around 5 or 6 p.m. Pacific time, 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me tell y'all something. The feds are laying the whole thing out. A lot of people have no patience. A lot of people are sprinting, and this is a marathon. This trial will not be over with in 1 week. This is a marathon. This trial is set up to go on for 2.5 to 3 months. This trial is just getting started. What the feds have done is they have laid foundation to show you guys the origin and the origination of this story. If you watch closely today, Cassie came into court. She broke down how she met Diddy. She broke down the age she met Diddy. All of these things are going to have a lasting effect on the jury because they're going to see, okay, she met Diddy at an impressible age, an impressible age, right? To where, you know, she was doing her thing. Ryan Leslie, you know, she had a hit record overseas. Diddy discovered her through Ryan Leslie, signed her. But see, here's the thing. People are going to say, hey, man, and everybody's missing certain things they said in court today. She, in court today, said that she signed a 10-album deal in 2006. 10-album deal when she was 20 years old. She met Diddy when she was 19. Think about this, y'all. She put out one album, but has hundreds of songs that never got put out. The feds saying all of these things and people saying, what is this? This is not trust trafficking. They're laying the foundation of everything they said in the indictment. If you read the indictment, they're charging Diddy under the RICO Act with coercion, control, force, and all of these other things. Now, listen very closely to what I'm saying to y'all. Listen very closely to what I'm saying to everybody that's listening to this video. Today, she showed a few things, and so has the government. Today, the government showed that Diddy had control over her career because she had a 10-album deal with him at 19 years old and only put out one album and her only album she put out was at the end of 2006. 9 other albums she's on the hook with this guy with and can't get away from him unless she fulfilled those 9 albums, which she couldn't because he had her doing freakoffs the entire time. Cassie exposed today in court that yes, initially I was down with the freakoffs because I liked Diddy. I wanted to make him happy. But she says it turned into a situation where she didn't want to do it. She asked not to do it. And that Diddy would beat her, stomp her head in the ground. They played the video today in an Intercontinental Hotel. They're laying the groundwork to show you how Diddy, in multiple ways, he controlled this woman. They also are going to show you the violence, and they started showing you that today. But something else they did, 2 things that Cassie did today, that they did, that's going to direct this thing and open up different situations. I'm telling y'all this. Cassie opened up the door on Kim Porter because she mentioned Kim Porter. And mentioning Kim Porter, what does that do? That automatically brings who in the door? I'll be sure at some point in time. I'll be sure. The fact that she mentioned Kim Porter today, multiple times in the courtroom, that opens up I'll be sure to come in. And maybe they ask I'll be sure about the situation with Kim Porter and his situation with Diddy. These things are all on the table because I'll be sure has been subpoenaed in this case. Also, Cassie showed you a different thing. Peep what they asked her. They asked her, did you ever see inside of Diddy's safes? She said that she saw guns. She said all these things she saw. And what did she say? She also put a different thing in the air. Something else that's lingering that nobody else is talking about right now. She threw something in the air because remember, what's the connection between Diddy and Suge Knight? Well, the late great Tupac Shakur and the late great Notorious B.I.G. Now hold on. Cassie says that they were in LA. She name drops D-Rock too and says D-Rock comes to Diddy and tells Diddy, yo, Suge is in a diner down there in LA. She says Diddy goes and gets the guns and goes looking for Suge Knight. What does that do? That opens up a whole nother can of worms potentially that they can come back to, showing his perpetuality for what? Violence. Then what else do we know the cops have and the feds have? We know they got the guns with the face serial numbers. Cassie also talked about the drug usage. We know they got that. And we know they have other videos, photos, files, text messages, private messages, right? The fact that Cassie brought up that situation with Suge Knight, she didn't have to. Think about it. Something's going on that we don't know about. Smash the like button as y'all come on in here. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. Something's going on that it feels like it's a big surprise. It's a boom that's coming. Because why would she bring up Suge Knight? What would Suge Knight have anything to do with this sex trafficking trial? Suge Knight is in prison. Unless Cassie and the government want to open up other layers as well. But also showing, right? The propensity for violence. And see, I'm going to tell y'all something. When you guys see how this whole thing plays out, right? See, Cassie's victim number 1. They're bringing Cassie up here to show y'all all of these things that happened with Cassie. Wait till they get to victim number 4, victim number 5. And all of these stories are somewhat similar to where it's force, coercion, control, manipulation, fear. The last thing that happened the day before they left the court, the last thing they left the jurors' minds was Cassie and them playing that tape. And Cassie said in that tape, and remember, everybody was running around here on YouTube and they got that story wrong about Cassie. Somebody spread a lie and said Cassie was stealing a bag full of money out of that room. Lie. Diddy wanted that bag. Lie. Cassie said today in court, Diddy took that phone. Diddy's team said today in court, Diddy wanted that phone. What have the feds done so far in laying the foundation for this case? The feds, and this is going past everybody's head, the feds are showing Diddy's perpetual, they're showing his potential, and not even potential, they're showing his outright violent nature, which would put a woman in fear of going against him due to consequences. Because you saw what happened with Cassie in that video when she tried to leave. The feds also, what have they done today? They've showed you the coercion, because Cassie talked about the first time that she took substances, it was accidental. Somehow it got into her Gatorade. What else did they do today? In the first day, they showed y'all coercion. They had a sex worker testify that Diddy was orchestrating and telling them what to do. Cassie did the same thing. What else did they do today? They showed y'all that Diddy broke the law, as far as they've already proven to a certain extent the solicitation for prostitution through witness testimony, because the sex worker have already testified that he took money to have sex with Cassie on behalf of Sean Diddy Combs, who controlled and orchestrated. And Cassie got the money from Diddy, and Diddy told Cassie what she had to do. The sex worker testified that he was paid. Cassie, being in the position she was in, peep everything they did today. They showed today that Cassie was not financially dependent until later on. But they were already doing freakoffs. Cassie said they were doing freakoffs after the first 6 months. Cassie didn't have money till years later. So how was Cassie paying those sex workers $4,000, $5,000, $6,000? Right? Then you have the sex workers admitting they took payments. So even if Diddy brings in 5 sex workers that say, hey man, we didn't get no payments. If you have 3 that took payments, that's illegal. What are the feds going to do? They're going to come with the paperwork later on. Right now, they're just laying out the story right now and giving you guys the blueprint. Diddy is being charged with solicitation of prostitution. He's being charged with racketeering from using organized crime and a racketeering conspiracy with his cohorts. Who are his cohorts? Security staff. They've already named multiple alleged co-conspirators today. Cassie named them in court. Christina Coram, she's in 2 lawsuits already, being accused of these type of things. Christina Coram. Cassie named her in court today. James Cruz, the former president of Bad Boy Records, he's testifying against Diddy in his trial. And I'm going to tell you something. If Christina Coram gets on that stand and she's testifying against Diddy too, he has no way out. Because she's in all those pictures. She's right hand. You guys are not looking into all of the details that the feds have been dropping to y'all in the first 2 days. The only thing the feds have to do after they give y'all all this layout is show the paperwork. They've already showed y'all force. They haven't even talked about the Kid Cudi situation yet. Wait till he testifies. They haven't even talked about Michael B. Jordan yet. They haven't talked about any of these other situations yet. This will show the propensity and how far this man was willing to go to get whatever he wanted to get done. That is the reason why the feds are laying this out like this. They got 58, 59 more days to go. This is day 2. They're laying this thing out piece by piece. But the fact that Cassie said 2 things today. She spoke about Kim Porter multiple times, which brings Al B. Sure into the picture. And Cassie spoke about Suge Knight. Cassie spoke about Suge Knight. What did Cassie speak about with Suge Knight? She talked about how Diddy went and got that gun and went out looking for Suge and made her hold that gun. You guys miss everything. So what does that mean? That in Gene Deal, Ben talked about this before about Diddy allegedly giving Cassie a gun. Peep how all this is laid out now. Why did Cassie say all these things? Why did she bring up the Suge Knight situation? I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar that during this case, the feds are going to come back with people from Diddy's old cases. Remember the driver, the limo driver in the old gun case that he said Diddy tried to bribe him to take that gun. Remember that? I believe the feds are going to have him come in and testify. You never know if they come get J-Lo to ask J-Lo, hey, they can subpoena J-Lo. And under the penalty of perjury, ask her, was she ever asked to do that? The same as Cassie said that she had done to her. The framework is being laid out. So they're already showing y'all the violence. They've already showed y'all instances of control and coercion. You know they have the drugs because they got that in the raid. You know they have the defaced guns because they have that in the raid. And they caught Diddy's team slipping up today. How did they catch Diddy's team slipping up today? Diddy's team said in the opening statements that Cassie was the ones who had the tape. But today in court, the judge shot something down early today in court. Today in court, Diddy's team was trying to fight off when Cassie said, Cassie had text messages, where Diddy allegedly threatened to expose that sex tape of her if she didn't follow his orders. Go back and read the transcripts from today. How could Diddy allegedly threaten Cassie to release a videotape that his legal team claims that he doesn't have in this case? They claim that Cassie was the only one that had the tapes. How is that, though, that message exists? And the judge, he went hard on that today. You guys, y'all want dessert before you get the appetizer. What they're giving y'all today is the appetizers, and they're starting to give y'all some of the dinner. You ain't even went past half the plate. You guys got to understand, it takes a while to tell this story. That's why they said this case is going to take 2.5, 3 months long. It would be different if they said 2 days long. Everybody needs to be careful and watch out. Names are being dropped from day 2. Look how many names were dropped today. She dropped multiple names today. Right? Something's going on. And I'm telling y'all this right now. They're going to find him guilty on the solicitation of prostitution easy off what I'm seeing right now. Because they've already got sex workers to admit they took payments that's illegal. And what else did they show y'all today? They showed y'all of the sex trafficking allegation because Cassie talked about all the different states and cities they went to and did these freakoffs where they were calling these sex workers And here's the thing, Cassie said they got it from Craigslist. They got them from Backpage, wherever they call it. These sex workers, right? Then they talked about how they went overseas to that city or that country, that city in Spain they went overseas to and was doing this free calls. Remember they said that they went overseas and did the international investigation? That's the reason why. That was partly revealed in court today. You have to pay attention to the details. Everybody's paying attention to the sex and the baby oil. You got to pay attention to the small details. Cassie brought Suge Knight in this conversation. She brought the propensity that Diddy would have somebody else do his dirty work and control the situation. That was about. And the feds are going to ring up all those other people from Diddy's old gun case. They're going to have these people coming in testifying. Diddy's already screwed because he's facing this case by himself, which lets you know, because in the paperwork it shows y'all that all those people that was working with him, helping him, people that Cassie are describing, most of them are giving up statements, if not all of them are testifying against Diddy. Once they get up there and testify that I did help Diddy's organization and cover up that's going to be it. But Cassie's first. Cassie's first. And Cassie has to lay out the story, her story. And remember, Cassie is victim one. Victim one. They got to go through victim 2, victim 3, victim 4, and potentially victim 5. One by one. That Suge Knight thing should be making everybody think right now, what the hell is going on? Cassie came in and brought up Suge Knight on day 2 and talked about Diddy. She dropped D-Rock's name and said D-Rock came in and told Diddy. Suge Knight down there in the diner right now in LA. And she said they were in the middle of a freak off and Diddy stopped and got the gun, told her to hold the gun and let's go. And she said she was screaming, telling Diddy, don't do nothing crazy. I'm trying to tell y'all this. Man. They're going in deep on him, bro. I think this investigation into Diddy have been way bigger and way deeper, and they are hitting all kind of different layers, man. But if you paid attention, she's talking about all these different things. And what are they going to do next? What the feds always do. They're going to come in and show you the paperwork to match the testimony. Bank statements. These sex workers that said they were paid $5,000 and $6,000, they're going to go say, show us the deposit slips. They probably got deposit slips. You know, they got hotel fees. They got plane and flight records. All of these things, you better believe they're going to be showing it. You better believe they're going to be showing it. Think about that. Think about that. He's already going to get got on this prostitution solicitation. He's got 5 counts against him. And he's going to get caught on the RICO. They've already proved half the RICO right now. Kidnapping, bribery, beatings. For this prostitution, the only thing the Fed's going to have to do is put the money together as far as the paperwork showing that those transactions were made. And you know what I bet you the Feds are going to do? Pull up Cassie's bank records from that year that those freak-offs happened and show she didn't have the money to pay those sex workers. So how in the hell could Cassie pay those sex workers if she didn't have the money? Remember, they asked her today. Cassie said she didn't start paying for her own apartment until later, years later, when she finally had money. She said Sean was paying for everything. You guys forgot that. That shows the coercion and control he had over her. But people don't listen. They don't follow the details. But if I was Diddy, I'd be scared to death they brought Suge Knight's name in this. Because you better believe they ain't going to just leave it at that. She said this man stopped the freak off and told her to, hey, you take the gun. When he found out that Suge Knight was down at a diner and they went down there. And they peep how they stopped right there at that story. They didn't even go farther in that story. They stopped right there. Peep how when she came in, she talked about Kim Porter multiple times. That's going to bring in, I'll be sure, at some point in time. And what they're going to do is they're going to rack up the people that's going to come in and talk about all the things that Diddy allegedly did to control these people, demonize these people, coerce these people. That way, it solidifies and verifies Cassie's story that she had been coerced and controlled. And by the fact that she had a 10-album deal and only had one album drop that 1 year in 2006, and from then didn't have any other albums drop, but was doing freak offs the whole time for behest of Diddy, that's going to bury his ass. And that text message that they talked about in court today, that is going to be a problem. The text message where Diddy allegedly told her that he was going to release that tape. You hold that over somebody's head. Every judge in America, every jury in America, that's going to be tough to overcome. Watch the paperwork and watch the people who give up information against Diddy that work with him. Y'all watch this. Tonight, I will have a person who was in the courtroom. I've always seen her on the news, but we've had conversations and she will be on here tonight. So you guys look for that video. But I'm going to tell you something. Something is cooking. And one other thing, that juror, the judge is going to drop an exhibit about that juror. Something went on with a juror today. There was some type of letter. And if I'm not mistaken, that juror was removed. Something's going on with that juror we don't know about, but we're going to find out about that soon because they're going to have paperwork dropping about that. You guys, y'all better understand something, man. The solicitation of prostitution, that's not going to be hard to prove in this case because you've already had sex workers admit to taking money in exchange for sex. And he put Diddy in the room. The feds, what they're going to do is, and by all of these other devastating allegations against Diddy and the videotape, who in the hell do you think the jury's going to believe? Even if he doesn't have paperwork, which he will have, the feds will show account records, bank records. And if that money matches up where he was putting in $5,000 deposits in his account, and if you have Diddy's co-workers turn on him and say, look, this is how we were sending the money and doing the money, and they have evidence, which the feds are going to have, it's going to be a hard time for y'all to get up out of that. They're painting a picture for you guys. And this picture is going to take around 2.5, 3 months to paint. But when the picture is finished, you're going to see this whole story in this case. But the situation with Suge Knight, the fact that he was brought up today, and they brought up at least 4 or 5 celebrity names today, he's going to let y'all know we in day 2. I'll be back. All right, you guys, so we appreciate everybody that popped in, supported this video. Make sure that you guys shop our merch. We got that new WEAP0NS merchandise right there below this video. All you got to do is look below. The links will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well to get the merch, to donate, support the channel, and subscribe to our podcast show. You'll see all those links pinned at the top of the comment section of this video. And we appreciate everybody that supports this channel and our networks.
Also, that straight drop weight loss formula. Go to the website. You guys will see that. A link for that will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well. Go right there for all of your weight loss needs. Straight drop weight loss formula. We have a lot of testimonials on the website. You can go to www.str-8-drop.com and get you some of the weight loss formula today. Take your weight loss serious. Get in the gym, work out, exercise, and do what you got to do. Stay on point. We appreciate everybody that's been locked into this video. Again, all the links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. Salute to all of y'all. And again, we appreciate everybody who support what we doing over here.